The heart shape. A simple symbol that can mean so much. Elegant, symmetrical, easy to draw, unless you're me, pleasing to the eye, most used emoji, and able to sell one of the most mid-tasting candies that exist simply by being the shape that it is and putting cute little remarks on it. So why does it look like that? This isn't what a heart looks like, obviously. Anyone who grew up in school and saw any version of human anatomy knows that the heart is this weird, janky, gushy blob of muscle, veins, and arteries. And while it would make sense that we wouldn't want to use this all over our Valentine's Day cards, why did we pick this shape in particular? I'm just going to be straightforward. We don't really know. We have a lot of theories though, so let's dig into a few of those. A main prevailing theory is that Aristotle and other philosophers had a philosophical idea of what the heart should be and what it should look like. And later artists drew based on this, and it became this weird heart-shaped but not really human heart. Now, this is a widely believed theory, but I personally just take issue with it because of the fact that by this point, we really knew what human hearts looked like. We'd cut up when a lot of bodies, you can ask the Mayans, and it doesn't really make sense to me why we would redraw them in this way. Of course, art allows you to take any liberty that you would like with reality, but I'm not sure that would lead to the rise in culture that this had. Another theory that is very prevalent on the internet is that the heart shape is based off of various aspects of human anatomy. Most heart shapes originally were drawn upside down to what we currently see them as. So it's led people to think that originally it was supposed to be all things that a bi person would enjoy. A very compelling and interesting one, though, comes from ancient Greek and Romans. There was a plant called silphium, whose seeds looked like a heart. This plant had many uses, from seasoning food to a cleaning agent, but one of its major uses was as a contraceptive. It's pretty ironic that the symbol of love could have been rooted in infertility, of all things. There's also sources that say it could have been an aphrodisiac, which would also explain why it was used up until extinction. Then again, what wasn't an aphrodisiac back then? You know, ancient Greece was a lot like modern China in that regard. Very much like modern China, except for in a few key areas. For one, the key area. Modern China is not in Greece. This causes some minor variables, such as differing culture and politics, a slight twist on the language. But you can't spell China without at least one of the letters in Greece. Unless, of course, you use Chinese. Then you definitely can. But let's be honest, the biggest difference between the two is the way they depict dragons. And how important is that, really? Some might say that it's actually really important. Different cultures had very different dragons, and some of them don't exactly fit what we describe as a dragon. Take the Greeks, they had the Drakon, which was a 100-headed dragon that only wrapped itself around a tree to protect certain apples. Or, you know, the ancient Chinese dragon, which was wise and good and helped people. Or you have the European dragon, who was known for killing livestock and being slain by heroes. You have the Knucker that used to live inside of wells and harm anyone who passed by.